Look, man, one word comes to mind, and that is cheat. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm screaming at. Chelsea are cheat. Hi there guys, it's your boy Dashiki Dash and welcome to A Dash of Sports. This is where I talk about all things sports related, hot topics and trending stories. And do I have a story for you today? A story that's been circulating a few days now, and that is Chelsea being charged for 74 counts of missed payments to agents. So it was, accusations and allegations, but now it's been proven. Due to the fact that actually Chelsea came out and was just like, hey, you know what, you might have to look through this and that because we think, we may have gone wrong somewhere. You can just check it out. And then obviously it was proven the fact that 74 charges have been made against them and they've been found guilty of that. Look, man, one word comes to mind and that is cheat. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm screaming at. Chelsea are cheat. Anyway, before I jump into this video to give you my honest reaction, my opinion on everything, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment, subscribe, share it with all your friends. And just as important, make sure that you press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. All right, cool. So where did I leave off with it? Chelsea are cheats, right? Let me give you the official jargon in regards to what has been said, what has been reported. I'm reading off the BBC Sport website, and it says Chelsea have been charged 74, been charged 74 times over agent payment. All right. Chelsea have been charged by the Football Association within 74 alleged rule breaches related to payments from 2009 to 2022. And these are agents that handled the likes of Eden Hazard, Willian, and Samuel Eto'o. That's way far back, man. So 2009 to 2022, during that period of time, how many trophies did Chelsea win? Huh? How successful have they been over that period of time? I know they've won a few. I can name Champions Leagues. I can, of the very least. Did they win any Premier Leagues over that period of time? Eden Hazard time? Yeah, they did. They won some Premier Leagues. This is ridiculous, man. You can just do what you want. These big teams, can just do what they want, cheat, and all that's going to happen is just some small fine. Well, I say small. It's been reported that they got fined about 10 million, if I'm not mistaken. 10 million. And it's been given a transfer embargo, like a transfer ban, a suspended transfer ban, where they're not able to buy players in the under 16 range. So the young bucks, basically. But the seniors, they're blessed. They can continue on jumping in the transfer window and once again spending maybe another £1 billion. But this is ridiculous because if it is the reported 10 million that they've been fined, all they just need to do is just get one of their young bucks, homegrown players, sell them on, and they're going to make that money up quickly, pay the fine, it's done. But meantime, over the period of time, if they've been charged for the 74 allegations of, overpayments or mispayments or whatever it is, and they've been successful over that period of time. There's no other word besides cheating. How else are we meant to look at this? But once again, Chelsea fans, all that's associated to Chelsea will turn around, beat their chests about being world champions, Champions League winners, winning this trophy and that trophy under the guise of cheating. We've got to call it for what it is. Yeah? Like I said, this news report has been, circulating for a few days now. And it got mentioned. They're spreading the news in regards to them, being charged. But it's not really getting There's no uproar. There's no like, no one's asking for Chelsea to be stripped of the titles of that period of time. You know, Arsenal even, you got the likes of Alan Pardew talking about like Arsenal need to have an asterisk over their name for just winning games via set pieces, corners, free kicks, and all that kind of stuff. But these guys, you know, Obi Mikel saying that Arsenal, Obi Mikel saying that Arsenal are cheating, have been cheating. But meanwhile, since 2009 to 2022, we are in 2026 right now. That ain't that far off. So that period of time, whether or not you're seeing it as a big deal or not for overpayments and stuff like that, they've broken and breached rules and regulations to gain an advantage that ultimately has helped them to gain the success. So what we're saying right now is like, you know what? Just break the rules, innit? Doesn't matter. Win by breaking the rules and then just pay the fines later. But there's no real deterrence. Nothing that's really keeping these teams thinking, nah, you know what? If we break these rules, there's going to be more than just a slap on the wrist or a fine that we can easily pay off. You know what I mean? A transfer embargo. They've got bad players anyway. There needs to be points deductions, stripping of titles that's won within a period of time. Yeah, real punishments where you know to yourself like, that wasn't actually worth it. And where fans also can feel it as well. Like, I know that you can't wipe away fans' memories, the days that they had, celebrating, all that kind of stuff. But when it actually comes to looking in the history books and you can see that, yo, this has been taken away. Yeah, man. You got poor clubs like Newcastle that they've got all the money in the world and they want to spend it. You know what I mean? BMF style. But they can't. Because they know, boy, the sanctions. But realistically, they should be looking at this and thinking, boy, we've got the money, man. Let's cut corners. Let's cut corners, do what we need to do. And then if it comes to paying fines, then we'll do it. But look, man, Chelsea have been helped in so many ways. And I get it, man. There was that whole Abramovich situation and the FA and the Premier League didn't want to see the likes of Chelsea going out of business. So it's understandable. They helped out. But this is something else. Like I said, this is cheating. And you know the other thing that I'm looking at this, I know that City ain't been charged yet. The 115 is still hanging up there somewhere, yeah, in the cloud. But they're looking at this and thinking, you know what? Even if we do get charged, it might not be a points thing. It might just be some peas, pay it off. All right, cool. We still keep our trophies. We still, maintain our status in the Premier League. All is good. Because they've got it. They're not going to struggle to pay fines. No matter what the fine is, they will pay it. Easy. Like I said, all it just takes is to sell one of the homegrown players and they get the money. If that. But it's yeah, man, like, no, I don't want to hear no Chelsea fans bigging up their chests and stuff. Obviously, right now, they're quite low in what's going on. But yeah, man, like, you get accused of cheating. It's cheating. Yeah, you can't be coming around and talking about you're the best in the world champions and all that kind of stuff. And you've been cheating and doing all that kind of stuff. Dead. I don't want to hear all of that. And like I said, man, there's no uproar. There's no one's really like, it's like, yeah, man, we know, man, they cheated, innit? Just want to move on. Meanwhile, you're there. You're more concentrated about their huddling in the middle of the pitch, and Liam Rossini giving all of these philosophical. Let me get it out. Words and quotes and all that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous, man. You gotta call it for what it is. They are cheats. They've been cheating, and it needs to be called out. Now, look, me on my platform, I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. It's not going to make any difference, but I have to be the person that comes out and calls out what I see. And the cheating that has been done by Chelsea is disgusting. Disgusting. But they've gotten away with it. Ultimately, they've gotten away with it. There's nothing else that's gonna be done. They've already been charged, they've already been given their punishment, sanctions, all that kind of stuff. Fines is done. So realistically, it was worth it. It was worth it. Whether or not you think to yourself, it's not that big of a deal. Like, they have broken rules, breaches, 74 counts, of payments or wrongdoings in regards to paying off agents and all that kind of stuff. But look, man, like I said, what can be done now? Yeah, what can be done? But let me know what you're thinking, though, man. Dude, that's just my raw and honest opinion. I'm not trying to break it down in the most perfect way, but just how I feel about things in terms of just like watching sports, because it leaves you in the notion of just thinking, right, like, man, what else is going on behind the scenes? Like, we want to believe that the competition is fair. We want to believe that there isn't no wrongdoings. We want to believe when we're watching sports and we're thinking like, man, that decision looks a bit mad, or like, how are they getting away with this? And we're not thinking to ourselves like, you know what? They're in the pocket, or they're not gonna do nothing. They're not gonna say nothing. Yeah, we don't want to believe all of that, but it gets harder and harder the more times we hear things like this. And we're waiting for Man City. 115, I know it's hanging up there. We're waiting. But with this, then Man City people are going to be thinking, aight, come on. Mind up, man. Just find us. It's all good, man. We'll pay that, man. What you look on? Yeah? Cash, check, crypto. Anyway, man, let me know how you're feeling. Put your comments down below. Would you consider Chelsea cheats? Have they been cheating? And what should be like the real repercussions and punishment in regards to them breaking rules? Because there's more than once as well. You got to factor that as well. It's been more than once that they've been caught up in scandals and, cheating and all that kind of stuff. So what should be the adequate punishment? Yeah, let me know, because I've got my take on things, man. Mine's like points, and like it should affect your league standing. It should affect the competition that you're in. All right. So even if it's a case where trophies are not stripped or anything like that, but the following season or whatever it is, something needs to take place where you are now have to suffer the repercussions based on your competition that you're in. Yeah, that's what I think. But anyway, let me know how you feel. Put your comments down below, and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment, subscribe, share, do all that jazz. I know I've always mentioned it, but you'll be doing me a huge favor. I appreciate it. And just remember to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. Remember also, for those that are Arsenal fans, I know this is a dash of sports where I talk about all things sports related, but I've also got my other channel, which is Arsenal specific. Yes, hard Arsenal fan over here. So go and check me out. That's a dash of the Gunners. All right. So that's a dash of the Gunners. So go and check me out. Go and, follow, subscribe, do all that jazz. A dash of the Gunners. But anyway, here on a dash of sports, until the next time, man. Peace.